Hello from Drexel Hill United Methodist Church just west of Philadelphia. May you find a blessing in Weekday Transcendence. There's a season for everything and a time for every matter under the heavens. A time for giving birth and a time for dying. A time for planting and a time for uprooting what was planted. The autumnal equinox is the halfway point between our longest and shortest days of the year. A time when Earth and the Sun seem to stand in geometrical balance. It's the exact moment when the Sun appears straight over Earth's equator, 0 degrees latitude, and our entire planet receives roughly equal amounts of daylight and darkness. Today is the autumnal equinox. This means that from now on, the days will be getting shorter here in the northern hemisphere and the nights longer. Summer has ended, autumn begun. The rhythms of the seasons and also of the school district calendar, the national holidays, the church calendar, all play a vitally important part in our sense of security and wellness. I remember how disturbing it was to watch the sun disappear in the middle of the day during a solar eclipse in 1970. Even the birds stopped chirping. It was all so disturbingly unnatural. But eclipses are nothing new, of course. Thousands of years ago, the author of the book of Genesis described God making the sun and the moon to serve as signs, to mark sacred times and days and years. Just over these past 19 pandemic months, we've had a striking example of the importance of rhythm and routine to the human mind as we have closed it down for COVID-19. Our family's normal routines of school, work, travel, and church disappeared in a moment, and we all became a bit disoriented and eventually exhausted. The disruption did and continues to disrupt our biological rhythms. Our health officials have reported increased anxiety, depression, irritability, and inattention. About a quarter of children have significant fear of COVID-19, and a National Institutes of Health study found 35.2% and 21.3% of children have boredom, on the one hand, or sleep disturbances on the other. Similarly, more than half of caregivers developed anxiety while being in isolation with children, and more than a quarter depression. St. Benedict knew about all of this when he created his rule for monks to live by, the Order of St. Benedict, the Rule of St. Benedict, structuring each day with regular rhythms of prayer and meals and work. Human beings thrive on rhythm, and we are naturally drawn to it, whether it's a recurring theme in music or poetry, or going every Friday for an ice cream. And of course, the rhythm of the 7-day week, with its Sabbath rest, comes directly from the Bible. So now, dear friends, what pattern, what rhythm, what rule would you like to introduce or reintroduce into your life? Creating God, we give you thanks for the seasons you have put in place around us, from our arterial pulses to the phases of the moon, each with their waxings and wanings and their own splendid elegance. Bless us with the wisdom to order our days so we can thrive on regular turns of work, play, and rest. Amen. Come and see us again next week at Drexel Hill United Methodist Church for Weekday Transcendence. And between now and then, remember that lovely digest of John Wesley's thought and theology. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can.